Okay, now we have drawn the parts H, I, and J. So here's H, I, and J. And what we want to do now is assemble those. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new drawing, but instead of drawing a part drawing, we're going to draw an assembly drawing. So we go to New, and then a Standard IAM right here. What this does is it takes our parts and puts them together so that we can assemble them together. So the first thing we need to do is place our parts in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this place command. So just place, and you have to find your drawing. So it should be in your class folder. Mine's on my desktop, so I'm going to go to desktop, and I'm going to bring in J first. And we need two of these parts. So I'm going to click, that'll set the first part, and then I move it. You get kind of a ghost figure, and you click again, and then right click, and OK. So now we have two of these parts. And we can move them and separate them so that they're in where they're supposed to be. Now, we're going to place the nuts and the bolts here too. So we're going to go to place again, and we're going to find H. And again, they're going to go in the hole. So we're going to click one over here, and we're going to put one over here, and then right click and OK or cancel. And then place, and we're going to go with I. And we'll put those in the bottom here. So you have your 6 parts in here. What we need to do is we need to join those together. So first thing we want to do is join the flanges together, and then we're going to insert the bolts and the nuts into the holes here. So what we're going to do is up here is called Constrain. And when we put things together, mate means we're joining them together, and flush means we're getting the edges even. So I'm going to hold the F4 key down. That gives me my orbit, and you can use your tool over here also. But I'm going to rotate this around so I can see the bottoms of the flanges. And you notice that we have a different size side. So we have to make sure we click those on the right side. So right here, the type is mate. The solution is mate. So what we do is if we click on this surface, and see how the red box goes around that square? You click on it, it highlights in blue, and then we click on the one we want it to touch. And that flips it around. You'll notice that it's not even yet, and it hasn't been applied, so we have to make sure that we apply this. So I'm going to hit apply, and now that joins. Next thing I want to do is go to this flush command. Flush means that we're going to make it even. So these ends right here, they're not even, so I want this end to be even with that end. You'll see that it makes them flush. And we apply, and then we want the sides to be even. So flush, flush, and apply. So now what you have is you have those two pieces together. They will not come apart. They're joined by a mate, and they're flush, so they're even. Next thing we need to do is put the bolts into the hole. So again, under Constrain, there is an insert command. Now, when you go to insert, there's several things you got to look at. See where the circle is right here? That's your insertion point. Where we wanted to insert to is back here. So you got to move your cursor so that you see the circle back by the head of the bolt, and then you find the hole that you want to put it in and apply. If you do it the other way, at the end here, you'll notice it doesn't go all the way down, so then we have to put an offset in here. It should be a negative 1.5 because that's the length of the shaft. So it's either way you can do it, but if you get it in the right spot the first time, it will work a little bit quicker for you. Okay, so again, now we have this is all put together. And so what we're going to want to do is put the nuts on. So we're going to go back to insert again. And I'm going to rotate around so I can see it. And again, what you're going to have here is you want to see where the insertion point is. So there's the top of the nut, there's the bottom. So we want the bottom. And then when I get in here, I want to get it to the part where it's touching the flanges. And then apply it. And again, if you don't get them in the right spot, you have to type in your offsets. So you can see there's one here, there's one there, and there's one there. We want to go to the one that's closest to where we want to put it. And apply. And if you get that all done, you're going to go on and save that as K.